Why is the Galapagos archipelago so important? Why does it attract so many visitors? What are the environmental challenges it faces? For sure, this is a unique archipelago, not only for its flora, fauna and marine life, but also as a paradigm of balance between humans and wildlife. There are no mammals on its land other than sea lions, but there are many reptiles including marine iguanas, giant tortoises and wonderful birds. The first human settlements were created in the 19th century, and since 1959 the entire archipelago is a protected national park, where the wild animals seem to trust people, or at least ignore their presence. As a result, you meet them everywhere, free and fearless even in inhabited areas, so as a visitor you can enjoy many once-in-a-lifetime encounters. Since more than 250,000 people visit the islands each year, this unique interaction with wildlife is sensitive and finely balanced. Thankfully, there are several NGOs that have been collaborating for decades with the National Park Authority on several fronts.
In the beginning, we started working a lot with science, but through time, we started supporting a little more work of science in action. Our work has gone a lot to develop programs with the Galapagos National Park, because conservation is very important, but sustainability is a key word for now, and that includes people. The issues we face are still the same, but for example, giant tortoises were perhaps the most endangered species that we've had, and it's so iconic. Everyone knows Galapagos and its tortoises. So right now, we have perhaps between 50 and 60,000 giant tortoises in the archipelago. So in perhaps 40, 50 years, we've doubled the numbers of the tortoises that we used to have.
What is the role of the Galapagos in such efforts?
Women are an intrinsic part of the protection of the archipelago because they are the ones that are home taking care of the babies and taking care of the children, but also while their husbands are away in the ocean working in the field. For example, we have a program called WISE, Women in Sustainable Entrepreneurship, in where women that have entrepreneurships that are sustainable, we support. We can give funding too. What we're trying to do is, and we have done, is change the curriculum for all the classes from pre-kinder to high school, in where all the teachers have to include sustainability.
The good news is that people who visit the archipelago can have a great time despite the strict environmental rules. So when they go back home, they carry with them a genuine memory of sustainability. As a result, tourism is not just a source of income for the 35,000 Galapagos, but also a promotional tool for their sensitive environment. However, the extreme popularity of the destination might present a problem in the near future.
If we have too many tourists, that means that we need to import more food, that we produce more garbage, that we have to produce more electricity. So right now they're thinking already about putting a limit of what I said. In 2020, many people didn't come, now they're coming. So sometimes we have 7, 8 flights a day. They're thinking already about limiting the tourism, increasing entrance. Not $100, but maybe $200 or $300. The money is good, but we have to maintain both the resources, but the nature, preserve that.
The archipelago may have been well protected for the last 60 years, but it still faces environmental issues.
The main problem in Galapagos are the introduced animals that people brought in the past, and sometimes accidentally. They still bring with the ships insects. So in the past, people brought the cats, dogs. They escaped, they became wild, and they kill other animals, or they compete for food.
The archipelago is gradually coming back after 2 years of complete isolation following the COVID-19 pandemic. How did the local community face this unprecedented crisis? And what was the impact on the environment and the wildlife of the islands?
Galapagos is a living ecosystem. It changes, it adapts, it mutates. The interesting thing from 2019 to 2023 is that all the species adapted to what it was around, and that includes humans. Animals were very lucky that in 2020 they had 1 year of La Nina where the water was colder. And being oceanic islands, whatever happens in the ocean affects directly the species on land. And so seabirds and marine mammals and marine animals had plenty of food. And without tourism, still the animals really became plentiful and very different. A year later, when the islands started having tourism again, the species really adapted and they were doing very, very well. Humans, on the other hand, in 2020, when we had pandemic, we had a lot of impact on the economic part of the islands because tourism is our main income. So without tourism, people went back to what it was before tourism really was started big. It was started being a community where everyone helped one another.
As a visitor at the Galapagos, you will bring back home many unforgettable pictures and memories. You will walk next to free-strolling giant tortoises. You will swim together with young sea lions. You will see penguins sunbathing next to blue-footed boobies. You will snorkel with marine iguanas, and you will possibly scuba dive among sea turtles, hammerhead sharks, and rays. But the most important thing you will bring back home is awareness. After a few days in the Galapagos, you will probably wander with a sense of genuine responsibility. Why can't we treat our planet like the huge national park that it is?